How's it going, everybody? It's Tommy on the Red Mage here, and I'm chilling over here playing some Pro. One of my boys, Toby from It's the Meta Commentary. What up, dude?
Sadu.
Okay, and we're basically playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. We found this really, really great card that we didn't realize existed, and it's like it's gonna be part of the meta here coming up with all the new cards and whatnot and everything happening.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But I guess we'll get right into it. Let's not bother talking about it. Just show it to you.
Eeny, meeny, miny, that one.
Hey, I'd like to go first to see if I can draw it.
Uh-huh. I'm sure I'll top deck it before you.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
hello.
This is gonna be fun. All right. Shall you guys see it? I activate Senate Switch.
No. No.
Yes.
No.
Best card in the game right here, guys. This is the best card. I'm about to show you why. Hold on. I'm gonna summon the Karee Bandit. And I'm gonna
Oh.
activate its effect. You ready to lose this duel? You ready to lose this duel?
No.
I activated Karee Bandit. Move.
No. Oh.
Yes! Best thing in the duel.
Oh.
I will win this duel no matter what now, because now I can just God damn it.
Yeah.
There's a reason we're fucking around with this. This card is not very much very terrible, but thanks to the new shit that's happening with Yu-Gi-Oh! V-Rains. Oh, 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 oh. No. Cool. Okay then.
Whoops. Let's see here.
Yeah, he's got it too. Oh
Shocker.
yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, if you guys don't know what this is all about, there's this shit fucking around right now with a thing called Yu-Gi-Oh! V-Rains,
Hee.
and I'm gonna go ahead and quit the duel, I guess, and
Pookie.
we'll go ahead and show it to you what it is. All
Yeah.
right,
Catch you later, guys. We'll jump cut over in a minute.
here we go.
Bye.
Oh, okay. Shut up. I'm sorry, I was staring at something else. How's it going, everybody? It's on me on the Red Mage here. Welcome back. Sorry about the jump cut. For those who don't know what that little thing there was about, welcome to the new rules of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah. They're
Alright.
quite exciting, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Yeah, very. I'm gonna start off here. Introducing link summoning and changes to the dueling field as well as pendulum summons.
Alright, I want to stop you right here real quick.
Yeah.
The last time we had a dual field change was pendulum summoning. Do you know how everybody acted to that?
The
They
what?
hate.
Cut out.
Oh, I'm sorry. The last time we had a change in dual field was with pendulum summoning. Right?
People kind of flip shit, yeah.
Yeah. Can't wait to see what this one's gonna be.
Yeah. There's an example card here for link summoning. I won't really go over it. If you guys want, the link will be in the description. It's on screen right now, so pause if you want to read. But distinctive link monsters use these link markers to develop brand new strategies, yada yada. There are two ways of link summoning: sending materials to the grave equal to the link number, or you can link summon something from your extra deck by sending the same number of monsters that meet the materials requirements written on the card's effect box, whose total numbers equal of the link number from the field to the grave. Yada yada. And you can decrease materials by using link monsters, and link monster treat the same number as materials as its like number. Yada yada yada. It's super Xyz. In my eyes, this is super Xyz summoning. He doesn't see it like that, but I kind of do.
It's more like a ritual
This,
summon, just
it
not
also
with a
introduced
spell card.
it also introduced a new type called cybers.
Yeah, it does. That's a good thing to point out. Is it this is going to lead to the new archetype for the main protagonist, which is, as previously stated, cybers. It's not cyber,
Cyber
cybers.
monsters.
So this is going to be. So there's two sliders, there's two on the bottom. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total. You have on Decode Talker, you have one in each bottom corner and one in the middle top. Basically, what these point out is what areas you can use to put your fusions, synchro, and Xyz monsters in.
Which, let's go ahead and get down to that now.
Yeah. Your newly created extra monster zone. I'll read this one for you, bud.
Okay.
So you
Yeah.
can only use one extra monster zone, and we'll zoom in on the picture in a minute and show it to you. But when the duel begins, neither extra monster zone is considered to belong to a single player. When a player special summons a monster to one of them, that zone then becomes treated as part of that player's field, and the other becomes the other player's field. The tactics of a duel will change drastically depending on who can grab the zone first. An extra deck monster can only be summoned to the extra monster zone. So in other words, your fusion, synchros, and Xyz just got hella limited to one spot only if you
Yeah.
don't have a
That's
link monster.
that's basically pretty much means this fucking thing is dead.
Because
Is what I.
let's take a
Well,
look at the field photo real quick.
yeah. As you can
Basically,
see down in the bottom, there's Dark Rebellion, X-Head, and then there's a monster over there.
I think that's Sky Magician. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that
is.
is Sky Magician. But
But
those points is what monsters that are linked to it.
yes, so those arrows that we pointed out on Decode Talker, those are also going to be on other link monsters, but they might not be in the same positions. So, in other words, in order to put an extra deck monster in the main monster zone, you have to have that zone linked to your link monster.
Yeah, it's gonna create problems as time goes on, but here's the thing. Unlike pendulum summoning, this isn't optional. This has quickly proven that it's going to be non-optional.
Which,
You will either have to do this or you are going to suffer. Because mind you, you can put extra deck monsters in the extra monster zone. You can put a Synchro and Xyz or a Fusion there. You can do whatever you want with that, but that's your only one.
you know what I just realized?
What up?
This has killed the DDDs.
Yeah, I can. And looking at this, the only deck types that I see that are going to really be able to survive with little to no changing is Monarchs.
Yep. Good thing I run
Because
those.
it's same. I've got my Monarch deck around here somewhere. But that's what annoys me, that the meta just got fucked on that. As you can see, it's like, yeah, he's got Dark Rebellion here. And another thing is, if you play, and you can see the pendulums are here too. If you
Oh,
play
yeah.
a Link monster in the main monster zone, I had to check this out. The monsters that you can summon are going to be linked in your spell and trap zones.
Really?
Apparently. If
I
that's
did
what
not
I'm.
know.
Yeah, because, like, look at Decode Talker. If he's in the main monster zone, those two down things point to the spell and trap zones.
Hmm. Interesting.
That's an idea. I could be entirely wrong about it. My dog's having a nightmare. Uh, it's okay, buddy.
But
Anywho,
so
he's
something
barking at
something else
Konami in his sleep.
something else to go over is the major deck the major field change. The
Which is the
pendulum
pendulum
zones
zone.
have gotten moved to the back row, and they're now the outside back row slots. Meaning pendulums are going to finally feel like spell cards when they're in the zone.
Yeah. I
Now,
feel like there are plenty of people out there who say this is what needed to happen from the start. I don't agree with that. I really don't. I think the pendulum zones were fine where they were. And I don't understand the change myself because it's limiting your spell cards.
mhm.
Because it limits it to 3 instead of your 5 if you got scale, which I mean, in my eyes, that means people might go for scale a lot less. Pendulums might be like a much more riskier play now.
Which that also might just depend on the player, because if you're like me, I only have maybe 2 back row set at a time unless I'm running my DDDs, in which case I have my
Yeah, your
contracts and then
DVDs are
my
in
back
trouble
row.
actually.
Which, yeah, unless we get a DDD or Link monster, I'm screwed. I have to put those up.
And I'm actually the same with my Performa Pals. I've got plenty of continuous traps in there, continuous traps and spells. Like, I still run Pinch Helper and I still use Wonder Balloon and shit like that. And for the longest time, I was using Bubble Barrier. I think I ditched it,
Yeah.
but it creates a problem.
Alright. But let's keep on going. So the newly created extra monster zone, you can only use one of them. Choose the other player's field, drastically change depending on who can grab an extra monster zone first.
Yeah,
Extra deck monster only summons to the extra monster zone, but if you summon a link monster,
it literally
use
says down here at the final line, just below all that shit. that the new metagame will require careful consideration of where to play monsters. That is the truest damn statement here.
Mm-hmm.
And if we could, let's go ahead and keep on reading.
Let's see. What has been the monster zone up until now is now the main monster zone. The
Yeah,
pendulum
that's
zones have gotten moved down, like we
left and
talked
right.
about.
We just talked about that. Monster
Um,
zone. The monster zone getting changed to the main monster zone is just a small thing.
yeah, that's not really major. Quick
It's
Q and
mid.
A. Do you want to move on to the Q and A? Because we've
Let's
already
go to the
explained.
Q and A real quick, and then
I think we're
we'll.
done here. Or we have one more thing to show you guys. We'll just rotate questions. Uh, if a special summoned an extra deck monster normally, and it
This
goes
is
to the
what I'm happy about, by the
grave,
way.
and I want to special summon it with Monster Reborn, which zone does it go to? And the answer
Yeah,
to that is it goes to the main monster zone, not the extra monster zone.
yeah,
Which I want to take a side note here. Does this mean we might be getting Reborn back?
yeah. I know. It's like that's another thing because Monster Reborn. Well, I highly doubt it because it will get it. It'll be a staple if this is the case. But like things like Call of the Haunted and other shit that brings back from grave, like that might be a quick way to use Ribbon of Rebirth. That's another card I wanted to talk about
True.
because Ribbon of Rebirth lets you bring back a monster.
Hmm.
You can now put it wherever you want when you bring it back because it does go to the grave and now can be brought back. So you could drop it from the extra deck monster zone or out of one of the link slots, so it could see some play.
That's right. And I just thought of an interesting loop.
Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, link monsters have no defense and cannot be face down.
Yeah, that's
Book of
right.
Moon
So you
and
can't.
Darkness Approaches,
Uh,
which is
so here's another good question. If your opponent's only monster is in their extra monster zone, can you attack it directly? The answer is no, unless there's some sort of other effect. You have to attack the extra monster first.
which leads me to believe, can I just attack it anytime I want?
That's a good question.
I mean, I assume it's just like basically having a sixth monster on the field. I just need to hit it,
Hmm.
which
That's what it sounded
which,
like.
which would probably only like which would probably like ever so slightly annoy the opponent. It wouldn't be that big a deal. Actually, no. That's another thing for those guys who run like 15 extra deck and were like, oh, so debating about what to put in those decks because there was stuff they didn't want to take about. This is about to get real worse because you
Hmm.
have to put these in your extra deck if you want to summon anything. Which means if you run out of these guys, you're done. If you run out of these guys and you've got no way to get them back, your extra deck just disappeared,
Yep.
which will hurt a lot of decks. Which I think Blue Eyes is going to take a huge smack from this.
Oh, you better believe it. But knowing Konami, they'll do something.
Yeah. And here's another one. Can you destroy 2 set spell and trap cards in your leftmost and rightmost spell and trap zones with Wavering Eyes? And the answer is no. Since they're still spell and trap zones, they don't become pendulum zones unless you activate a pendulum card in them, or if a pendulum card is placed in them by a card effect. A set spell and
Which,
trap is still a spell and trap, not a pendulum, so Wavering Eyes doesn't work on it.
which here's another question. Does that mean we're getting Wavering Eyes back?
I highly doubt it. Well,
Cause it,
actually, if this makes pendulums as this starts to reduce pendulums, like fucking goodbye, Performer Pals. By the way, um, goodbye, Performer Pals. This brings Wavering Eyes back and like Monster Reborn. That is the shit I do like.
hmm if we can get those two cards back, it might dull the pain.
Yeah, that would be a very dull. But let's talk about a card that we know is going to get a lot of because as you know with the links, the 2 spots are where you can summon to. If the monster's not there anymore, it can be summoned to a different area. So that's where we're going to, drumroll please, Senate Switch.
Yep.
This card basically can change a monster's zone to an adjacent zone, which is not something you can do, actually. It's not something you can just do. And a lot of people abuse that rule in that you can't just you can't just move shit around. So Senate Switch is going to come into play, and that rule is going to be hugely enforced. As you can see over here on Troll and Toad, They were selling it for 35 cents, but it's sold out. And over here on like Toy Wiz, it's the same story. But I did find it on TCG Player, but it's like a $6 card for one right now.
Yeah.
And if I
No.
go down, the price is not any better. It just doesn't get good as time goes on. It's like things here are in trouble. And once this card comes back in stock, if it's still as cheap as I hope it is on some of these other sites, I'm gonna buy myself a couple of copies. But if you guys got the money, I'd recommend buying these cards before V-Rains happens and before this link shit goes down, because this card will receive play no matter what. I guarantee it.
Unless for some reason they decide to change this whole mechanic, I completely agree.
Yeah, it's like this card will receive play, and I'm positive they'll probably reprint it. But what scares me is the thought of it getting banned.
Yeah.
Because this card will be a crucial point, which means it's a huge target for MSTs and Twin Twisters and Cyclones and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see this being a huge staple when this shit starts to go down. So if they ban it or limit it right off the bat, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt like really bad. Unless of course they release new cards with this link monster. I think they will actually. I think they will do that. Stuff that like relies on rows and columns. And there's plenty of other cards like this, like there's Storm Shooter, Alien Infiltrator, Rampaging Rhinos, Blasting Fuse, stuff that relates to columns and whatnot. But none of that would receive as much play as this. But anyway, guys, I think that's all we really need to talk about. I can't think of anything else unless you got something. I'm gonna just.
That's all I got. So let me ask you something. You know, if for some reason, say they do ban Senate, is there any way to recover?
I dare say there may not be.
Exactly. That's what I'm afraid of. So
Yeah, and I just went like I'm gonna do a slow scroll down the new rules page to let people read it.
yeah, here you go again, guys.
I'm just letting my thing go to work. Just clicked the middle mouse button and letting it scroll down. But
I would do that, but I'm on a laptop. Sorry,
okay,
guys.
well I am too, but I have a mouse plugged in. But anyway, guys, yeah, it's like I see a lot of things arising from this. Like as a guy who's a ruling judge, I see problems for days in my future. I'm just worried about this because I feel like this is the furthest possible step they could have taken in the wrong direction.
See, me personally, I would have rather had something that enhanced
You
pendulums.
would what? You cut out.
Me personally, I would have
Yeah.
rather had something that enhanced pendulum play, because, gosh, what 4 of my decks are pendulum decks?
Yeah. Like Metal Foes can rest in peace right now.
Oh God.
Yeah, this has dampened pendulum play altogether.
Oh, Gem Knights are going to get out too.
Yeah, Gem Knights will get out. I think the Draco engine might be a problem, but I don't know. Top of my head. Oh, that reminds me, there was another thing I want to talk about, and that was disposable XCs.
Yeah, those guys are gone.
A Castell and like Abyss Dweller,
Gone.
that shit you ran just for emergencies. Hey, it's not worth it. At this point, it's lost all value.
And you know, who knows? Me and Armian here, we might be wrong, and just
I mean,
who knows? It might be a lot easier to pull these guys because they might make a whole bunch of them. But
yeah,
right now, mainly because this is the only guy we're seeing.
this this could completely change. This could be way easier than what we're suspecting. This could be like a minor change in the system. I personally want to say, let's let it come out before we burn it.
Yeah.
Before we burn it at the stake, let it be a thing. Give it a chance for just a minute. Sit down with it, look it in the eye, try to understand it.
And then hit it over the head with a crowbar, right?
Yeah, if you take it out to the field, tell it about the bunny rabbits, try to give it one last chance, and then say goodbye, Lenny, and shoot it in the back of the head.
Oh man, I knew you were going there.
I'm sorry, I just got through reading the book again. I love that.
Alright, before any more dry tears are drawn, I'm gonna call it ends here,
Yeah.
guys. So this
Hey
is
guys, I've been Armin the Red Mage.
th- I've been Toby with It's the Meta Commentary.
And we'll see you guys next
Later.
time.
Bye.
Or some other shit about this comes up. I feel like I had one more thing I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember it off the top of my head.
I think I know what it was, but this is just general YouTuber talk. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below for more.
That was it. Thanks.
And
Like,
we'll catch you
subscribe.
later.
Later, my dudes.